You found yourself on another edition of Let 'em Know Kings United, and on today's episode, Keegan Murray leads the Sacramento Kings to their best performance on the defensive end as they defensively broke down Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks in one of the most impressive wins of the season, and we're going to talk about it right here on Let 'em Know Kings United. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for the post-game reaction podcast of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sacramento Kings, and the Chicago Bulls. This is Let 'em Know Kings United. Let 'em know, Nation, you already know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of Let 'em Know Kings United, your Cleveland Cavaliers, Chicago Bulls, and Sacramento Kings post-game reaction podcast. And I am your host, Skylar Weisberg. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's program. And you can find Let 'em Know Kings United, which is 100% completely free and available on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, or wherever else you want to listen to this show. Give the show a follow on those platforms. If you can please turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on. It is a great way to support the podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. And very quickly, I want to give a sincere and a huge thank you to each and every one of you members of Let 'em Know Nation, because Let 'em Know Kings United is almost near 400 plays. I was looking at the stats for this podcast just before I came on the air. 390 people have played this show right now, which is absolutely incredible. 45 members of Let 'em Know Nation over the last 7 days have listened to this show. It has been absolutely incredible. It has been absolutely awesome. And it is truly my honor to do this show for each and every one of you. So for everyone, or I should say to everyone of Let 'em Know Nation that is listening to this show today, listening to this show regularly after the Kings, Cavs, and Bulls games, or if you are a new member of Let 'em Know Nation tuning in for the very first time, I thank each and every one of you for your great support of Let 'em Know Kings United, and I love each and every one of you so much. Now, the Sacramento Kings defensively played one of the most impressive games of the season. Now, that is a positive. The negative, I don't really like the final score, 120 to 115. And the reason why that I do not like it is because through 3 quarters, the Sacramento Kings did an amazing job of limiting Dallas scoring-wise. Look at the points that Dallas scored for the first 3 quarters, 25, 24, 26 respectively. That is under 30 points. I could take that every day of the week, twice on Sunday, right? Then the fourth quarter happened, 40-26 Dallas. That's not good enough. That is seriously not good enough. It's not because it's not good enough the fact that Sacramento knows that they can play better on both ends of the floor. It's not good enough because Sacramento, in my view, was clock watching and watching the clock and just assuming they were going to win instead of playing like they want to win this game. They didn't impose their will in the fourth quarter, to be completely 100% honest with you. They did a great job at that through 3 quarters, but the fourth quarter, they gave Dallas a little bit of hope. Now, for the Mavericks side, I got to give the Dallas Mavericks credit because it was the second night of a back-to-back, the night after Luka Doncic went absolutely crazy and dropped 73 points against Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, Atlanta, you regret trading Luka Doncic, the guy that that you drafted to the Dallas Mavericks a couple years ago? Do you regret that now? But I still am going on the side that Luka Doncic is one of the most selfish and immature players in the history of the NBA. It's not that he has a lot of talent, okay? His talent is like through the freaking roof, and I have so much respect for that. But what I don't have respect for is a guy in Luka Doncic who always complains to the referees and to the officials. Every single game that I watch from Luka Doncic, he tends to get every single call thrown at him. But in this case, the officials were like, hey, listen, Luka, if you want calls, you got to play through it each and every possession. And you know what? Keegan Murray, this man is the elite 3-and-D wing defender that the Sacramento Kings were looking for. Never before since Ron Artest that the Sacramento Kings have a 3-and-D wing defender. And Keegan Murray, he did an outstanding job on Luka. He did an outstanding job on Luka Doncic, because a trend that I'm seeing out of Luka Doncic and defenders guarding Luka Doncic, they step away. They back off on Luka Doncic because they know the officials are going to give Luka every single call. Keegan Murray said, you know what? I'm not soft like the rest of the defenders against Luka Doncic. I'm going to set the tone defensively. I'm going to fight over each and every screen that he sets. We are going to blitz him. We are going to trap him. We're going to make him frustrated. And to Keegan Murray's credit, he did an outstanding job of frustrating Luka Doncic on that end of the floor. He said, Fox was joking to me to just don't let Luka put 70 on your head, who was the Kings' primary defender on Doncic and scored 15 points. In the locker room afterward, Murray posed while wearing the team's defensive player of the game crown, which was rightfully deserved. But the Kings had a 23-point lead at one point that dwindled to 114-108 with 2 minutes left to play before Fox scored on a layup and a pair of free throws. Max Kleber converted his own follow with 7 seconds to pull Dallas within 3. Barnes hit 2 free throws with 4.4 seconds to go. De'Aaron Fox said, when you have a lead like that, it's natural that you just want to waste some time. We've got to be able to finish a game better than that. And you know what, De'Aaron? I think you need, and the Sacramento Kings, I'm calling you guys out for this. You need to change your mentality. You need to change your mentality for all 4 quarters. I think the first 3 quarters we played with a lot of purpose. We played with a defensive energy that I've never seen of this team before. But in the fourth quarter, you lagged off a bit. You lagged off a couple of notches. You were watching the clock instead of focusing on the game, instead of locking in. And because of you doing that, you gave Dallas a little bit of hope. 40-26. That to me is embarrassing. But you still found a way to win, and I will take the win. Now, don't get me wrong. I will take the win. But, I think we need to close out games better than that. Having said all that, the defense for the Sacramento Kings was absolutely impressive. Not just the way that we defended Luka Doncic and the way we made Luka Doncic feel frustrated, but we had a season high of 10 blocks, 9 of them in the first half. Now, I know Mike Brown, as a defensive-minded coach, doesn't like blocks, right? He doesn't think that blocks are big as far as like defensive possessions. They're part of the game, but he says that blocks are not big as far as the defensive end. He would rather get great defensive possessions off a steal, off a turnover, off a defensive rebound. I think Sacramento did an amazing job as far as the defensive end, especially on Luka Doncic, and Doncic also had 17 assists and 10 rebounds on Saturday for his 9th triple-double of the year. The Mavericks split their back-to-back act when Luka Doncic tied for the 4th most points in NBA history, only behind Will Chamberlain with 100 and Kobe Bryant with 81. Kevin Huerter scored 18 points, and can I just say it? Can I just say his name right now? Mr. Double-Double, Domantas Sabonis. 17 points, game-high 11 rebounds for his 27th consecutive double-double as the Kings won their third straight following a season-worst 4-game losing streak. They won the first 2 games of a season-long 7-game road trip, which was really big for them. With the depth we have, he's out here trying by himself. Jason Kidd and talking about Luka. That's who he is. He loves to take on the world. Doncic also had 17 assists on Saturday for his 9th triple-double of the season. Third of the NBA behind Nikola Jokic, 13, and Domas with 12. And the way that Domas is playing, I think Domas is going to get the double-double title. I am just saying. Doncic also played a season-high 47 minutes after playing 44 minutes and 43 seconds. You can argue that he played 46 minutes and 45 minutes, respectively, these last 2 games. He shot 9 of 26, hitting his first three-pointer in 9 attempts with 17 seconds to go. It was his lowest output since scoring 25 points in 32 minutes in a 16-point home loss to the Kings back on November 19th. Luka Doncic said, "I'm tired. I can't wait to go to sleep. I thought we fought well. I'm proud of how this team fought. Obviously, we couldn't get the win, but we really fought well." Doncic was called for a technical foul early in the second quarter after being blocked twice within 5 seconds by Murray, which was absolutely outstanding. Keegan Murray is tough as nails, guarding a guy in Luka Doncic who scored 73 points the other night, and you limited Luka Doncic to not get 70 points. That is just outstanding. At that point, his 4 of 12 shooting for the floor matched his total missed field goal attempts on Friday, taking 33 shots. Now they're taking 3 shots. Now, the positive is Sacramento had the best game that they had on the defensive end, which is a positive. The negative about this game is Sacramento needs to learn how to finish games a lot better. You cannot give up 40 points to a team that you basically broke down all night long through 3 quarters. I think you let your foot get out of the gas pedal a little bit, and that's what caused the Dallas Mavericks to come back in the fourth quarter. Having said all of that, I thought this win was impressive, especially on the defensive end. But if you clean up the way to close games, if you clean up how to close games and just play the way you're capable of playing, this Sacramento Kings team is going places. Now, you're playing against a Memphis team that we dismantled a couple of weeks ago in Memphis, and I think we have a golden opportunity to do that again come Monday night. The Kings shot 53% from the field, 43% from the field for Dallas Mavericks, 36% from three-point range for Sacramento, and 76% from the free throw line. Dallas, 43% for the field, 44%, if you can make an argument with that. 35% for three-point range, 72% from the free throw line. The rebounds were 43-39 in favor of the Mavericks, with 13 of those coming up on the offensive glass. The assists were 35-27 in favor of Dallas. The blocks were 10-2 in favor of Sacramento. 10 blocks, by the way, is a season high for the Sacramento Kings on that end. The turnovers, 14 turnovers for Sacramento compared to 10, 22 points off the 14 turnovers for Sacramento. I think most of those turnovers came in the fourth quarter, which is honestly pathetic. The Kings won the points in the paint battle 54-44. The fast break points were 21 for Dallas, 17 for the Sacramento Kings. As far as who stood out for the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox, I think he's back, y'all. I think Fox Sports 5 is back on his BS. 34 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 big-time blocks. Keegan Murray, who's soon becoming an elite wing and wing defender. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 1 for 6 from 3, 5 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Harrison Barnes, who's averaging a combined 91 points over the last 3 games, but he started with 91 points through the 3 games of the season, and then we were questioning if Harrison Barnes was the right fit. I guess the fact that it's rivalry week, I think it fired up Harrison Barnes because he has been hoping these last couple of games. 20 points, 6 of 11 from the field with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block, 4 of 7 for three-point range, 4 of 5 for the free throw line. By the way, De'Aaron Fox was 7 for 8 from the free throw line. I think he has like a new free throw routine, which I really, really like. He needs to be consistent with that kind of routine. Kevin Huerter. Look, Kevin Huerter's like an up and down guy for me. He did good, but he's an up and down guy for me. 18 points, 4 of 8 from three-point range, 7-11 from the field with 5 rebounds and 2 big-time blocks. And Mr. Double-Double, Domas Sabonis, if he's not an all-star, I don't know what you're doing. You might be in the wrong business. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for him on the night. As far as the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, 28 points, nearly dropped 30 with 17 assists and 10 rebounds. He also had two steals and a block, 9 of 26 from the field. We did a really good job of limiting him. Grant Williams, though, he was riding the hot hand on Sacramento all night long. 27 points, 7 of 10 from three-point range. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench did really, really well with 19 points. He had 4 rebounds on 8 of 17 shooting from the field. Derek Lively did good for Dallas. 13 points, 9 rebounds, and a steal. And look, I will take the win. I will take the win because of the most impressive performance that Sacramento has done defensively. But I think closing out games, we need to do a lot better. We need to stop clock watching and just play the way we played for 3 quarters. Keep that same energy for 48 minutes. Keep that same energy for all 4 quarters, and Sacramento is going to be a great team. They are still good. They're second place in ace in the Pacific Division. They are 26-18. That's a good record. But we still need to do better as far as closing out games, though. But this was a good win regardless of the score. Good win. That's going to do it for today's edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United. And you can find this show on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, wherever else you want to listen to this show. Give the show a follow on those platforms. If you can, please turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on. I am your host, Skylar Weisberg. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you once again for all the love and support of this show. I will see you right back here for another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United.